What is up, everybody? I love it. Kevin, Donna, RC, Deb, Hanuk, Amish, RC, Donna. What's up? What's up, Chris? All right. And we have the hostess with the mostest, the guest of honor, Jen Waldman is in the heezy. What's up, girl? How are you?
I am good. Congratulations.
Thank you. We are pushing to Facebook. I love that. So for all you on Facebook that are just catching up, I want you guys to say what's up in the comments below. We're going to be doing a case study of how someone who has what I would probably argue the worst job in the world, working for the government, is able to work for the government and still do deals because there are systems, processes, tools, technology in place for her to be able to get deals done. And so this is going to be really important. If you're listening, if you're on the Zoom link with the VIPs, if you're watching this on Facebook, and you have a 9 to 5 job, watch this entire thing. Shut everything else off, take off your phone, take off notifications. You want to watch this because many people in this space don't believe they can do it because they don't have enough time. Jen, just before you got into this space, before you met me, before you became part of the science flipping community, did you feel that was
I
the
didn't
case
think
for
I
you?
could do it.
Huh?
I didn't think I could do it.
Right.
There's no time.
There's no time. Right. And so what I tell all of you at the in the science flipping community is not about time management, it's about priority management. And if you can put priority on the things that you actually want, then you'll be able to find the time. And that's what you've done. You've been an incredible community member of Science of Flipping. You quite literally show up to every single call that we're running. You find the time to prioritize your real estate business because you realize you want it to be the only thing you do at some point. And so you make the time, and it's because you found the priority of real estate investing above your job. And I'm not, hopefully your boss isn't on here or something, but
No, I
uh
hope not.
I know, right? But listen, you deserve a lot of kudos, and everyone on here watching this, realize even if you have a job, what I would love to see in the comments of Zoom and the comments of Facebook, if you have a job, just let us know you have a job, so we know we're talking directly to you because you can absolutely do this. This is just another case study of one of our Science of Flipping community members that are getting deals done, unabashedly, not making excuses, going and fucking it up long enough, hard enough, just going and making a mess of things until she can get the things right. And that's what I hope all of you guys can kind of do is she just didn't give up. She kept going. She's been with me for several months now. And it's finally starting to click for her. And so congratulations. I'm excited to be featuring
Thank you.
you on this case study, girl.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Um, so I'm going to kind of shut up for a little bit. I think you and John really have been working within your business to try to get these things done. I want you to kind of take the mic to some extent. John, I want you to kind of guide the conversation because you're pretty intimate with the deal that we're going to be highlighting. And we want to be able to show Rocketly. And I think I can make sure that you guys have, if I go over here, I want to make sure yep, you guys all have the ability to share your screen and do all the good things. So, um, John, if you want to take over, or if Jen, you just want to start. But the idea here, this is a true case study of a deal that it's not me and my deal. And I think people are tired of me showing my deals because I've done it 16 years. But what I want the newer person, someone maybe who hasn't done a deal, someone that's thinking about trying to get into real estate investing, I want you to realize this is real. It does happen. It can work if you just do the right things, right? It's about processes, it's about structure. Like we said, Jen has a very full-time job, more than full-time, and she's still prioritizing this to make it happen. So, with that said, John, Jen, I'll kind of leave it up to you guys.
Yeah, appreciate that. So Jen, do you have your Rocket League pulled up? Do you have that
I
open?
do.
Okay. Do you want to share your screen and just kind of give us a sneak peek in there?
Sure, I can do that. It
Okay.
is a rather busy right now.
You're Rocketly?
Yes.
Yeah.
We're in the midst of trying to clean it up.
Yeah.
While
Um,
you're doing that, tell us, so, what has been your experience with these deals here? Like what do you got going on? What's your strategy? Whoa. Yeah, so all right, so let's just break this down.
I've been kidding.
Let's break this down. So what we're looking at here, guys, straight up is your Rocket Lead platform, your seller leads pipeline. So it looks like, Jen, you've been either, driving traffic to a website, that has lead detector technology. I could tell that by the fact that there's form submit stage and there's
Yeah,
engaged lead stage. So those form fills are people that filled out a form on your website, correct? And what is the domain of your website?
it is 𝐀𝐛𝐨𝐿.co.
𝐀𝐛𝐨𝐿.co. So if you guys do not go there, if you guys want to be captured, go there, but don't go there. I just wanted to see. So it's a Minute Pages website that has lead detector technology on it, right?
Yes,
So
you'll
if the
start
next time
showing
you
up
see
in
it,
my
you will get
Rocket League.
captured. You will be taken into Jen's thread, her funnel, and you will be hit up. So that's the power of this system. But so what are you doing? Take us through the steps. How are you getting traffic to look like this in your system versus it being blank?
Well, I'm doing a couple of things. I've got the website. I've been posting a lot of blogs using the AI technology, or letting AI post blogs for me. I've been running Facebook ads, and then about a week ago, I started with pay-per-click.
Gotcha.
And there's definitely been an uptick in
Okay.
traffic.
Gotcha. So you have been uploading lists. You did that. Then you did Facebook ads. How much were
Yeah,
you spending a day for Facebook ads?
$25.
So $25 a day in Facebook ads. And roughly, how many leads were you getting from that per month, give or take?
Oh, per month, probably about 20 or so.
Okay. And then now you're turning, like, these are bona fide leads that filled out a form, not including the lead detector leads, because it looks like the traffic was upwards around a higher number than that, because you have engaged leads that are lead detector leads, and you've got are you talking form fill leads, or total you're only getting about 20 leads a month from Facebook?
No, I'm talking form fill.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. So I'm sure there was an additional flow of lead detector leads, and now you're coupling on the Google pay-per-click on top of that. To me, that would seem like you're not
I
playing.
decided to just go all in.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It seems like you're not playing. And you know what? I love that, because everybody that I talk to today, I just say, listen, if you're not willing to go hard and go fast and all in, don't go. You know what I mean? And the ones that are winning at the highest levels are the ones that are doing this so they can get the looks at the amount of leads that they need to get those nice hits to continue to feed the machine with more ad spend. So when a lead comes in, it goes to the engaged leads once they respond. Can you click on your conversations tab in the top left under your dashboard, please?
Fortune.
Right here, it looks like this is where all your conversations are,
Yeah.
and they're being handled through there. But go back to the opportunity section and click on the seller leads pipeline to drop down to the dispositions pipeline. Right there. Yep.
So I haven't put anything over here. I have them in the seller leads, on the seller lead side in the contracts.
So okay, can you take us to the ones? Okay, perfect.
Here, under
Yeah.
contract.
Okay, is that the one in Baltimore, Donald Taylor?
Yes, that's the Baltimore one.
All right, so take us through that. Let's click on that record card and let's go inside that and do a little case study here.
So
So, go
he was
ahead.
actually a form fill
Okay.
way back, like not long after my Facebook ads started running.
Okay.
And I saw the address and recognized the zip code, and just decided that was going to be my deal. And I kept after him. He was really hard to get on the phone, really hard to reach. And actually, he'd pick up the phone, he'd say it wasn't a good time, call me back later. And it was really hard getting in touch with him. And I just kept after it.
Click on Zillow real quick just so we can take a look at the property at the top right hand corner. Yeah. So this is in Baltimore, Maryland, 21215. That's just the area right near Pimlico Racetrack. I personally have done flips in this specific area, so I know the ARVs are pretty good. So give me the numbers on it, Jen. Give me the case study on this. Would you lock it up for? Would you sell it for? What's the after repair value? What's the value that an investor is going to get from it?
So we locked it up for 20. Originally the deal had been 25, but when we got to the house, it was missing part of the back of the house. And so
Yeah.
we got him down another 5. We were able to lock it up for 35 in 15 minutes through the community. And ARV is about 140. So someone's got a good chunk of change.
Yeah, so I would argue that the ARV is closer to
Higher.
160, maybe 180. Because I know that there's other ones in that area. It's at least, just because of where it is, I think that we're definitely looking much higher than that. I think you got a really good deal in your hands that you probably could have sold for more money, but I know you wanted to move it fast. And when does this close?
Probably the beginning of next week is what we're looking at right now.
Wow. Okay, cool. So you put it out there quickly, it got gobbled up fast. So clearly you got it locked up at a good deal despite the work that's needed in that property. And I know the area. Guys, this is in Baltimore, Maryland. 21215
Baltimore City.
Baltimore City, yeah. Where Jen's family grew up. I lived right down the street from here. I flipped properties right off of Green Spring, right by Sinai Hospital and Pimlico Racetrack. I mean, the fact that, and look, this is a Ford field and you weren't even targeting Baltimore, right?
No, I wasn't.
I like that. Pete will get a kick out of that, right? Because we talk about Facebook ads possibly not really popping in the Baltimore area. And look at that. You know what I mean? When you got a nationwide campaign going. So let me get this straight. So the Rocket League team, they built your Facebook ads. They built your creatives off of the logo that you gave them. So pretty much you just fed the machine with the $25 a day. The traffic came to your website. The website captured the form fill. That came into the Rocket League, and then the Rocket League converted or qualified or elicited the response back where you came in, set the appointment, went and closed it. Correct?
Yep.
And it's a $15,000 hit just like that.
Yes.
Wow. Can you zoom out for a second for me?
Probably.
That's amazing. And I know you've got another deal that you're potentially working, or you got another one other contract as well, right?
I do.
Okay, you can unshare your screen if you'd like and just talk to me about that deal as well.
So the other one is in Tennessee. That was from a list I loaded kind of early on. And the gentleman actually has several properties in Tennessee and Illinois, and he wanted to give us a shot with one of them. And so we are trying to find a buyer for it. It's in a kind of a small town area. So a little tricky on that end, but I am using lead detector to find other investors in the area and targeting and contacting them directly to see if they'd be interested in it. It would make a good flip from the area. So
and that was a Facebook form fill lead as well?
That was from the list.
That was from the list. Gotcha. Okay, cool. Very cool. And how many others do you have working? It seems you got a bunch of form fills to follow up on. I know you're like building a little team now all of a sudden. Talk to me about that. Like, what's your business model? Like, how are you doing this with a full job at the government of all places? Like, how do you manage this?
I'm doing things a little differently than others probably would, but I quickly realized that I did not have the 3 hours a day to be on the phone during reasonable hours of the evening when other people might want to answer the phone. And so I went out and found someone to make calls for me and spend the time on the phone. And I do the comping and run the numbers and do all of that. And they are dialing during the day. And it's working. It's working really well.
I mean, I see you tapping into all the coaching, the consulting sessions. Like, what does that look like? Have you always been just growth based, or you just knew that like you were getting something different with like the support and the consulting around the software that you would typically see somewhere else?
Oh, it's definitely more support than I would see anywhere else. I mean, the fact that there's daily calls just makes it really easy to get help and have questions answered, for sure. I tend to be an overthinker about things, and so I knew early on that I needed to have people telling me to stop overthinking. So that's really helped. The coaching calls and everything has really helped. And when I like get stuck on something, it's been nice to be able to reach out and get an answer.
I love it. I love it. Guys, if you have any questions in the chat, since the chat is working, feel free to chime in. We got a bunch of folks on. I'm sure you guys got stuff flowing through your mind. There's just so much that we cover, I think, Jen, on a weekly basis. You know, you said you dispositioned it through Justin's community and the science of flipping with Rocketly. Like, I did the same thing. Like, when I came in 2020, I was like, Justin, how am I going to disposition these deals when I put them under contract? And he's like, bro, just stay in your lane, do what you enjoy doing, which is the acquisition. And I just learned to disposition everything through him and his network. Like Todd, who we're about to close to probably like $65,000 worth of assignment fees with this one dude that I met through
It keeps getting
Justin at
bigger.
his master. Yeah, it's getting bigger. It's literally bigger today because he's just like, when you work with professional disposition teams that have a Rolodex of qualified buyers and they're just known for providing the good deal to investors, it's just a pleasure to work with those types of individuals. So I just stay in my lane. Let's see. I can't read. Harnish said, tell me more about the list you uploaded. Where did this come from, Miss Waldman?
The list came from Lead Detector, and I used the AI technology to kind of let it select who was going to be on the list. All I did was enter a zip code.
Lead detector or lead machine? REI
Lead machine, sorry, lead machine.
Okay, so reileadmachine.com, guys, to check it. That's where we get our lists from. You could just go to reileadmachine.com. That's where I get my list from. You got an AI algorithm where it condenses and distills. It's like trying to find a needle in a haystack and taking all the needles out. And then you have all the needles and you upload them into the Rocketly, where the automation powered by the AI goes out, the text, the email, ringless voicemail. If you want direct mailers, that can happen as well. I don't recommend it for those because you'll be charged for that. And then also the retargeting that occurs on Facebook. So great question. Talk a little bit more how you're using the lead generator to find buyers, please. So to find buyers, Deb, or Jen, I mean, like, are you doing anything with the lead generator to find buyers, lead detector? Are you creating like, because what we can do with Minute Pages, because it has lead detector on it, when you put a property under contract, and that's a great question, Deb. When you put a property under contract and you create a property website from minutepages.com, anybody that goes there, it's got the lead detector technology on it. So if you start marketing out that property website via Minute Pages, for anybody that wants to see what that looks like, you can go to deals.nationwidehomebuyers.co. That's the buyer-facing version for nationwidehomebuyers.co, which is the seller-facing version to convert motivated sellers. So that's the way that you can use lead detector to generate new buyers. But also, you know, where we disposition is, it depends. It depends. There's many ways to get this done. And make sure that you can use the community. John Otis being one of them, an absolute rock star who just chimed in. Dude's an absolute killer. All up in this community, doing deals. One of the first people to really break the machine and start doing 10 deals plus per month with Rocketly. So, you know, the community is really there to really elicit the response that you can't handle yourself. It's just a matter of doing the deals and putting yourself in front of the conversation, which is what Rocketly does. It automates the correspondence to sellers that uncovers who is the most motivated. And I know that if I can speak to somebody that's motivated, I can just stretch that fee out. The more rapport I build with them and the more, you know, trust I establish, the better the deal is going to become. So it seems like, you know, Jen, you really took your time with these sellers and built some rapport over the long haul, which is the reason why you got those quick, easy hits.
Yeah, yeah. I took a lot of time with the bottomer one. And so
Love it.
I think
Love it.
by the time I called him with an offer, it was a done deal.
Yes, Cynthia, there will be a repeat of this. Let's see what else we got in the chat, guys. Any other questions in the chat? Feel free to chime in. Again, we always like to be super respectful of everybody's time. You know, you're with your family. I know Justin's got a new baby boy, so I don't want to keep him too long. Again, I really want to reiterate, guys, that this business is not rocket science. No pun intended, right? However, it is simple. If you just follow a certain set of steps. Jen, what is your recommendation if somebody wants to get direct to seller as quickly as possible? What do they do? Like, where do they start if they're just like, I don't even know where to begin?
I think, well, you have to get on the phone. and you got to follow up. Those are like the two key things. But Rocketly really kind of makes that easy for you and does outreach for you. And yeah, it certainly simplified my life. Like, I don't think I would still be doing this if it wasn't for that.
But what happens? Like, how does your Rocket League work? Like, tell us, like, how would you break it down to somebody that's like, what is it and what does it do and how do you make it work?
So I mean, basically you feed it and it does it itself, but just the bot reaching out and keeping people engaged until you can actually reach them on the phone, or people texting back and forth and the bot getting you the information you need. It's all kind of right there. And it just simplifies everything.
Have you used the bot or use the bot to like convert deals for you yet, or are you just
Not yet.
okay? So you're stepping in as soon as they express interest. You're coming in and you're kind of taking control.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I've been just picking up the phone
Okay. So
or
and
having,
then just to finish the thought, when I said the way it works, I'm sorry, I want to kind of break this down for those watching. So the way that it works, meaning how did you get the sellers in your Rocket League? Like, what did you do? Like, you obviously had your Facebook ads, right, that were created, and you said you paid $25 a day. That's it, right?
yeah, that's it.
Okay.
That's it.
So for $25 a day, right? What some people spend on coffee and some other crazy stuff, you sent traffic to your Minute Pages website that has lead detector technology in it. They then filled out the form, or they then were captured when they abandoned the website because of the lead detector technology. And then from there, your leads flowed in to your Rocket League, where a text went out or an email went out or a ringless voicemail or direct mailer
Yes.
or targeting. And that's what's bringing in all those responses that we pretty much see here in your Rocket League, which I'm now in right here, just to kind of take a look at this. This is where all these responses came from. 18 form fills from people who are actually requesting to sell their property, and an additional 15 leads that responded that were on your website, left the website, but yet here they are still engaging with the automation and the AI. So just kind of cool to see this happening. You're making offers. You got some under contract, 3 pending right now. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Hey, girl. All right. So you're starting to get the swerve of this, and now you're building a team to support you. I know you've got an acquisition specialist that's helping you close deals. I mean, that's leverage at its finest, folks. So there's really no excuse when it comes to this business and not being able to build a side stream of income and build wealth through real estate investing. And like Justin talks about, wholesaling on your way, right? So earn while you're learning the lay of this land and spend time in the market for a long period of time before you start trying to time the market to make sure that you time things perfectly with your purchase. So, all right, how does the conversation go once you receive the lead? Hanuk, I love that question. Conversation go once you receive the lead. I'll show you. Better than that, better than tell you, I'll show you. The way it works is over here in Jen's workflows. This is the nuts and bolts, and the meat and potatoes are pretty much what her system does and why it's so special. Like, let's just take a look at her first initial outreach. Let's say we were going to do one with email and phone power. Let's do the first initial email and phone power SMS. So the first 72 hours, excuse me, still chest cold. It's like a spider web of communication that starts to go out for the first 72 hours. And usually there, if you have a chat GPT type of campaign, there's chat GPT embedded in this automation right here. So as you see right here, your name is Jen, briefly rewrite the following text. So this is what goes out to elicit the response, Hanuk. And then once they reply, then that brings them over into the engaged lead section of your of your Rocket League platform right here in the pipeline, in your seller leads pipeline, until your Rocket bot, which Jen does not have turned on, but I can show you an example of one that does have it turned on. which I'll show you. Let me see here. And you can kind of see the Rocketbot, sorry guys, at work where, it will qualify a seller for you after they reply to you and really do a lot of the heavy lifting for you. Right now, Jen's just getting warmed up with it, so she shouldn't have more than she can handle, but she will be turning that bot on. Right now, she's using the initial AI bot that goes out to elicit the response. Once Jen gets the response, then she's manually coming in. This system right here has the Rocket bot, which is the only one that we offer right now because it's so powerful, where these engaged leads have been fully qualified by our Rocket bot until these people are actually ready for a cash offer. So when you open the contact card to the left, you can actually see, Anouk, the property details right here. You can click on the Zillow information, and then you can see right here the goals that are accomplished by this Rocket bot, and it has the entire conversation for you, where this entire conversation, I mean, look, somebody passed away. You know what I mean? Somebody passed away, and you can see the Rocket bot. It's more compassionate than some humans would be, for things like that. And it works, guys. This system is so powerful, and it qualifies these sellers until they're ready for a cash offer. So you don't have to spend your time in here qualifying. You could actually be in here closing and let your AI Rocket bot do all of the heavy lifting for you, where, it is just absolutely stunning the way that this thing operates. The enthusiasm, the exclamations, the compassion. It's like they think that they're talking to a human straight up. So 24/7, 365, you've got somebody in here that is going to be working for you, qualifying all of the leads that respond, whether it's text, email, ringless voicemail, direct mailer. Like, look right here, you can see my son and granddaughter live with me. My son's wife died. It's just not big enough for all of us. I'm really sorry to hear about your loss. Sounds like you need more space for your family. How soon are you hoping to find a larger place? Checking these boxes off right here. I mean, like, there's really nothing else out there like this that exists, because there's nothing else out there like Lead Detector that is capturing and identifying all of the people that come to Jen's website that has minute pages on it, leave the website, not because they're not interested, but because they didn't want a phone call, but yet here they are engaging with the Rocket bot, ready to sell their property for cash. So guys, if you're interested, and I'm going to get to the chats, but if you're interested in what this looks like, head over to rocketly.ai. I'll go ahead and I'll put it in the chat feature. It's Rocketly, rocketly.ai, and fill out an application. I'll do a straight audit personally of your entire setup to see if this is going to be right for you. It's not right for everybody, but for folks like Jen, or folks that are full-time, which Jen will be probably at some point, but right now she's got a tenure with her career where the timing is not there, but she doesn't want to wait to get into the business, to the industry. So she's doing deals now. It accommodates to anybody that is looking to get direct to seller immediately without trading your time on the phone, hoping and praying that you get on the phone with a seller. And then if you're lucky enough to have that happen, having to validate why it's worth the seller's time to actually speak to you, versus them saying, hey, I want to sell my house, or hey, I want to sell my lakefront house, or yeah, they respond to your soft text, the soft email, the ringless voicemail, the direct mail, or the retargeting, and it elicits this magical response where then I don't even come in. I usually let my Rocket bot handle it a little more, and then if I see, yes, I want to sell, I'll pick up the phone and call if I can, but if not, the Rocket bot is there, as Jen said, to kind of pick up the pieces and work while she is sleeping. Everybody wants to make money when they're sleeping. So any questions that we have, you can put them in the chat. If not, we're going to get ready to wrap up. But Miss Waldman, let me hear some parting words from you. Like, what would be your recommendation to folks that are, just not getting the results that they're looking for right now when it comes to going direct to seller, knowing all the disruption that's occurring in this real estate industry? What would you advise them to do?
I'd advise them to talk to you about getting on Rocketly.
I swear I didn't pay her to say that, guys. I swear.
No, but if you remember when you first told me about it, I was like, well, this is kind of the obvious answer for me with my time constraints. And it just seemed like the obvious way for me to go.
Yeah, and I'm proud of you for sticking with it. You know what I mean? Because, you know, you had some issues with Facebook at first, getting that approved and all that stuff. So you're a classic definition of just grit and determination. And because of that, you are emerging the other side, just winning. So it's just lovely to see that. And the fact that you give back to the TSOF and Rocket League community the way that you do, you're so selfless. I can speak for everybody. I know that we all love you very much. Let's see here. Please provide email address and phone number. Yeah, I mean, look, anybody that wants anything, like honestly, you can reach out to me directly if you want. You can you can send me an email to jkirk@thescienceofflipping.com, or you could just go to Rocket League and fill out an application. You know, if you need anything or you want to have a conversation with me, shoot me an email. I'm happy to hop on a phone call with anybody on here. Thank you guys. Thank you, Anish. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, great value, Jen. Justin, my man, any parting words or any wrapping words?
No, I think, you know, Jen is a testament of if you keep your head down, keep going, it actually will start to pay off, right? Is you didn't give up. It was discouraging. You wanted it to happen faster. You were trying to figure out how you can fit it all in. And so for all of you out there that are just still struggling, still just grinding, trying to figure it out, like Jen is a shining example of if you just keep your head down and work a true system. To John's point, you need to all see Rocketly. Get a demo. Go to rocketly.ai and schedule a demo because it is a system. It is a process and it just works, right? Many of you probably are on here watching, listening, watching YouTube University and listening to podcasts and thinking you know what to do and struggling around and trying this and trying that, and you don't have any system at all. Many of you are probably saying, "Oh yeah, that's actually me." You just don't want to voice it. So try figuring out what the system is. And for us, for Jen, for myself, for John, it's Rocketly. But even then, you need to make sure you do it, right? Having all the systems is great. If you don't do anything with them, if you don't actually engage, if you don't do the work, if you don't do it, it is all useless, right? So I'd say the five pillars I always talk about: decide what you want and who you need to be to get it. So Jen made a decision. She wants to be a full-time real estate investor, and she knows she's got to work part-time, put her head down, do the work, and you know, make sacrifices to do so. And it's paying off for her, right? So don't give yourself excuses. Your excuses, you can, you know, watch YouTube and figure this out. Well, Jen is getting deals done because she runs a system. So again, it's imperative that if you're going to win at this game, you actually have a path to follow, a system to follow, a structure to follow. Otherwise, you're going to run aimlessly, and you may someday get a deal or two or whatever, but you won't have any actual, you know, consistency. And you're hearing Jen, she got one deal locked up and sold. She just locked up another deal. These aren't the first couple deals she's locked up either. We're just highlighting them for you tonight without taking an hour of your night, right? And so, anyways, great job, Jen. Very, very, very proud of you. And keep up the great work. Appreciate it, John.
Yeah.
Cool. There, guys.
Bye.